Let us briefly find a comfortable seat of our choice, just to capture the moment in preparation for the lesson which follows. And we're going to begin by taking ourselves into a supine pose, Savasana, pose of serenity. Let's roll our spinal cord down to connect with the floor. Take your time to get there so you can engage the stomach muscles, helping to strengthen your core. And once you have that connection of your spine with the mat, get the weight into the heels of your feet, and without disturbing the spine, allow the legs to stretch and lengthen. Let the toes drop outward and have the heels point toward each other. You might like to have a cushion just underneath the head, gently drawing your chin down towards your chest so that the upper neck is a nice extension of the spine. And then really soften those shoulders and allow the shoulders to drop into the mat. Bring your left hand to rest just on the heart, and the right hand to rest on the tummy just beneath the belly button. Allow the eyes to close. Surrender the weight of your body into the earth beneath you. Imagine and visualize the earth coming up to take support of your total body weight. And as you breathe, you become aware of the rise and fall of your chest, together with the synchronicity of the rise and fall of your tummy. And with the eyes closed, you have this greater inward observation that can scan the body, find any pockets of tension that it may be holding on to, and you find yourself better able to breathe those pockets of tension, stress away. With the left hand on the heart and the right hand on the tummy, tune in to the fullness and completeness of your natural rhythmic cycle of breath. Clearing the mind of any chatter, of any negative thought processes. Enabling yourself to quieten the mind for these precious moments of release. Keeping a simple yet continual observation of the deeper inner self. If the mind begins to wander, bring it back onto the breath. Be aware of the temperature of the air touching on the skin of your face. And notice how it differs from the temperature of the air touching on the soles of your feet. Again, moving the mind around the body. Check in for its continual release and relaxation and surrender. The ground beneath you is there to support you, and you feel safe and secure in its support. Very gently release the hands to allow them to rest either side of their hips. Palms facing upwards, fingers naturally curling. Let those shoulders roll back and rest into the mat. And then, with the next breath in, draw the feet and knees together and pulling them in towards the torso. Bring the arms around the shins and give yourself a hug. Keep the base of your spine as closely connected to the mat as you are able. Bringing the thighs close to the chest. And you might like to rock from side to side, giving a gentle massage through the bones of the spine. And then bring the hands to connect with their respective knees, and still the knees stay joined together, as do the ankles and the toes. And then make circles with the knees, loosening in the hips, mobilizing the base of the spine. And there may be a tendency for the knees to want to separate. See if you can keep them nicely together. Use that mental glue so that they stay stuck together. And then once you've gone one way, circle in the opposite way. With the knees glued together, you can feel the deep abdominal muscles being activated. And then we'll return to a central position. So you want to look at having the knees and feet together the whole time. They do not separate. If they separate, it's because the core of you is weakening a little, and it's easier for the body to do these next positions with the knees separating. So if you really want to get deep core strength, just keep this part of the body, the shins, the feet and the knees firmly together. So you can still use a cushion under your head if you want to, or you can take it away and get yourself resting centrally on the back of the skull. You're going to extend your arms out beside you so that the hands come in line with the shoulders. Keep the thighs as close to your torso as you can. You could also square off the arms if you choose to, so you can make right angles at the from the elbows. Take a nice deep inhalation and extend up through the trunk of the body, so create space. We know by now that breathing in is all about creating space. As we exhale, we're going to bring those knees over to underneath the left armpit. And the left knee and the left toes reach the floor together. Another breath in creates space in the upper body, and as you exhale, turn and look out toward the right hand side. Check now that both shoulders are staying connected with the mat. Soften them back. They may have the feeling that they want to round forward, but open out across the front of the chest and draw those shoulder blades together and the shoulders back. And then breathe in again, the thighs drawing close in towards the trunk of the body. So really actioning the deep abdominals, and then flow to the other side. As you exhale, your knees coming to underneath the right armpit. And then another breath in to create space, and you exhale and look out past the left elbow. And if you have your arm outstretched, look out past the left fingers. Unclench your teeth. Breathe in and return to the central position. We're going to do that once again. So keeping those knees together, nice deep inhalation, and as you exhale, roll both legs over, bringing the knees underneath the left armpit. Another breath in, creating space in the trunk of your body. Exhale, turn the head to look out past the right fingertips. So the base of the spine is rotating in the opposite direction to the upper spine. And in the fullness of the position, keep a check on the activity of the belly button. And then when you breathe out, pull that belly button back to support the spine, preparing for when you next breathe in to draw back through the centre and fluidly move to the other side. And you can begin to link this movement to flow with the breath. Keeping in check all those points of abdominals, knees, feet, shoulders, arms, hands. You're having a full body experience whilst moving through these postures. And then we return to a central position. You can bring the arms across the shins, give yourself a hug. Release very gently, but keep the arms across the shins as you take a breath in and pick the shoulders up and draw the nose between the knees, bringing the chin down towards the chest, really engaging deep abdominal muscles. No straining on the head or neck. Teeth unclenched. Unfurrow the brow. And then exhale, lower. Release the arms once again to stretch out either side of you. Just check in the base of your spine has a good connection still with the mat, and your shoulders are pressing back into the mat, so you have no rounding of the upper back. When you next exhale, straighten the legs. So in the fullness of this next sequence, you really do want to try and keep the toes in line with the eyes when they come through centrally, because we're going to be taking both legs down to the left, up through the centre, then to the right. So this is really working the stomach, strengthening the very core of you. You want to stay observant that the teeth are unclenched. The concentration and all requirements for this position, this movement, may lead to you gritting your teeth, so just be aware of that. So a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to slowly lower those feet, the toes, down towards the left hand. You want to keep that right shoulder connected with the mat. It's very possibly going to want to lift off of the floor, but by the power of your core strength, you'll be able to keep both shoulders in their position on the mat. So soften the skin on the face, breathe in, and you're going to take your feet back through the center. If you need to bend the knees, then do so, but by keeping straight legs, you're going to increase development of your core strength. And then holding on to those stomach muscles, bring those toes down toward the right hand and keep that left shoulder connected with the floor. Breathe in through the center and exhale to the other side. The mind scanning the body as you flow through the movement. Check in if you're pulling in too much tension, if whether the concentration is bringing too much contraction of the muscles in the face. Let's go one more time to each side. Really keep your focus. You're going to have a lovely strong core. And when you're strong at the core, that strength will emanate outwards. And then breathe into the center, keeping those feet together, and then allow the knees to bend and give yourself a hug. Just bring those hands to the knees and then just a gentle rock from side to side. And then gently allow the legs to straighten along the mat, bringing yourself once again into the supine position of Savasana. Allow the toes to drop outward. Let the heels point toward each other. Breathe in and breathe out. Just let it go. Take this time to draw in the full nourishment of those flowing sequences. And then we'll take a nice deep breath in and we'll draw the knees in towards our chest. Have a little hug. And then you're going to release the left leg to stretch along the mat. And you're going to keep the right knee bent and you're going to link the fingers around the right shin. And then engage the stomach muscles as you breathe in. Lift the shoulders, round the shoulders. Bring the chin towards the chest, nose towards the knee. No pulling on the neck or throat muscles. If you feel comfortable and can release the left leg away from the mat, then do so. And lower down. Let's go again. Breathe in, rise up. Nice and soft in the face. Exhale down. And a third time, breathe in, lift. And exhale down. Release that right leg. Let it stretch along the mat. Breathe in, bend the left leg. Link in the fingers, maybe exchange the link of the fingers so the opposite index finger is on top this time. And then engage the stomach muscles as you breathe in, lift, nose towards the knee, neck soft, jawline relaxed. Exhale down, breathe in, lift, and if you feel that you're good with raising the right leg and the right foot off the mat, then do so. Exhale down, and as you draw yourself down to the mat, really release everything as you go, and immediately preparing to engage once again to lift and release down and let go of that left leg, allow it to extend forward. Relink the fingers, opposite index finger on top. Bring the bent right knee in towards you, holding around the shin. Engage the core of you as you breathe in and lift. The nose coming towards the knee, the left foot coming away from the floor. And in a relaxed, calm pose and frame of mind, can you alternate the bending and straightening of the legs, thinking about keeping the nose coming towards the knee, keeping the forehead nice and relaxed. The concentration might make you frown. You want to avoid that. You can always smile. It's a free facelift every time you smile. No more plastic surgeon bills. And then gently lower the body, bring both knees in and give yourself a hug. And now with a gentle flick upwards, bring yourself into an upright seated position. Keep the knees bent, keep the feet placed firmly on the mat. We're going to roll down once more using our core muscles. So let's extend our arms alongside our legs, keeping the arms and hands parallel to the mat. Nice deep breath in, lift up through the torso. As you exhale, reach your fingers forward, round the spine, tilt the pelvis, lower the chin to your chest, and connect each bone of your vertebral column, your spine. Connect each vertebra with the mat. It'll come to the point where the stomach will just want to let go, but it's at that position that you want to hold and strengthen. And then coming back to the mat. Just release momentarily. A nice deep breath in through the nostrils. Awaken the lungs fully. Take the breath right in from bottom of lungs to the very top. And then turn that breath around and allow it to release fully and completely. And then we'll allow those legs to stretch and straighten along the mat. We'll bring them together. We'll take a nice deep breath in. We're going to bend the right knee, bring the left hand outside of the right knee, and then draw that right leg over and across. Now you want to look at having the right knee perpendicular with the shin and the foot, so that it's in alignment with the mat. You want the knee, shin and toes to come down to the mat together. If you find that your toes are dropping down but your knee is still high up, have that honest view, that honest approach to your practice, and just pick the toes up and align them with the knee. Doesn't matter if they're not yet reaching the mat. They will do in time as you relax through the trunk of the body, as you release and let those lower back muscles stretch. If you need or feel the want to close the eyes and tune in here, then do so. Take nice big breaths in and out. And look at the activity of the belly button. Engage with it. Begin to really understand how the breath comes into the full torso. The breath doesn't always just remain in the chest. And then nice and gently bring that knee, that right leg over and across, and just adjust yourself into Savasana once again. Maybe a little refining of the posture, bringing the chin down to the chest again, so you get that lovely straightening of your spine and having a great connection with the mat. And then we'll breathe in, bend the left knee, bring the right hand outside of the left knee. Exhale, draw the left knee over and across, keeping the left shin perpendicular, drawing it down towards the mat, keeping both shoulders connected with the mat. That left shoulder is seemingly going to want to lift away because of the turn that you're doing, but you need to attempt at opening the chest. You can use the hand, the left hand, to aid the chest, to draw it back. You can put the left hand on the left shoulder, maybe a little gentle pressure with the fingers to keep that left shoulder connected with the mat. And in the fullness of the position, let the mind scan the body and tell it where to release, where to surrender. Remember, every time you breathe out, you are actually letting go, because your diaphragm is relaxing into its original position. Your diaphragm is releasing, and when the diaphragm releases, the rest of the body follows suit. So logically that would say that every time you breathe out, you're letting go, so you can continually let go. Tune in and engage with the belly button. And then draw that left leg across the body. Bring yourself once again to Savasana, pose of serenity, legs extending. Just take the time to look at your alignment. Chin down slightly toward the chest. Backs of the hands into the mat, palms of the hands facing the ceiling, fingers slightly parted. Have space between the fingers. Close the eyes. Be aware of the air moving between the space of the fingers, touching on the fleshy palms of the hands. In your mind's eye, rise just above your body, flip yourself over and look down upon yourself, resting peacefully on the mat. Give up the heavy weight of your body with each breath, exhaling and surrendering a little deeper, a little further. And as you watch yourself resting, you can see the true alignment of your skeleton. You're able to refine your positioning, to gain that great awareness of accuracy of your skeleton. And you feel lighter as you release your body weight. You feel supported by the earth, which enables you to find that place of peace deep inside. Just follow your breath. Stay attuned to the rise and fall of your torso. So in this very present moment of looking down upon yourself, resting peacefully, your skeletal frame in perfect alignment, because your inner sense of self can refine and give great accuracy to your skeletal frame. And tuning in with the breath, acknowledging that you are now able to refresh, revive and revitalize your levels of energy. So that when you feel ready, you can wiggle the toes, move the fingers, and open the eyes with a sense of renewal. You have this beautiful, bright white energy inside you and outside you. Breathe in, draw the knees in towards your chest and roll yourself up, coming round to a comfortable seated position, hands to heart, rise up through the trunk, sit tall, give yourself thanks for your practice and stay safe in the knowledge that yoga is good for you.